Assalamu alaikum brothers and sisters. Welcome to the sixth lesson of Quranic Arabic level 1, and in this lesson I'm going to do the Harf Atf, all the Harf Atf with the meaning and examples from the Quran, and the Basmalah, what is Basmalah, and then introduction to the Damir Munfasil or the separate pronoun. What is Basmalah? Basmalah, as you can see, is the short form of the Arabic sentence Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The whole sentence is made into a short form and is called Basmalah. As you can understand by UNESCO or the WHO or the UNO. In short, you say UNO, but in its full form, it's United Nations Organization. So that's how in Arabic sentence the Basmalah works as acronyms, or you can say abbreviation or short form of a sentence in Arabic. So what is this abbreviation or acronym in Arabic called? It's called Nahat. So this is another structure in grammar that you will be learning in further much later in grammar. So for now, just know that it is called Nahat or acronym. In English, it's called acronym, and in Arabic, it's called Nahat. And in this short form, the letters has been carefully taken from the whole sentence and made into a short form known as Basmalah. Now we come to the writing rules. As for this sentence, every Muslim recites before reciting the Quran. We should know that the structure of the particular word coming in the starting of the sentence as Bismi. So what is Bismi? Clearly this is Ism and with the harf jar B. So when it comes together, it should have been B and with the Hamzatul Wasl and the Sin and Mim. Bismi. But where did the Alif or the Hamzatul Wasl go? It has been totally deleted. So this rule is only for the sentence Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Whenever you see the Ism, the first word with a harf jar, it only applies in Basmalah. Whenever you add a harf jar with the Ism, the Hamzatul Wasl is totally deleted and you get your noun as Bismi. But when you come to the sentence in the name of Allah, whenever you want to say just this sentence in the name of Allah, or you just want to say Bismillah, then how are you going to write it? You will then bring back the Hamzatul Wasl with the harf jar and you get the structure as Bismillahi with the Hamzatul Wasl intact. This rule applies only for the sentence in the name of Allah. And for Basmalah, the Hamzatul Wasl is deleted. Do the Arab in order to have a clear understanding on this sentence, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, known as Basmalah. So in this sentence, first of all, if you do the Arab, the first thing comes across is the harf jar. Ba, al-ba'u, the harf jar. And what is attached with the ba harf jar? The noun ism, where the Hamzatul Wasl is deleted. But here, when you do the Arab, you have to write the noun in its full form. So it's ism majrurun. If you give the name of the position the noun is in, it's totally correct. If you don't want to put the whole sentence in Arabic, it's totally okay if you just give the name of the position. So the next noun that comes after the ism is Allah, and Bismillah. The ism Allah is an idafa here. So this mudaf is in ism majroor position, whereas mudaf ilahi is always majroor. So we can say mudaf ilahi majroorun. And Ar-Rahman and Rahim are both coming as sifa. How do you recognize that it's coming as a sifa? How will you recognize? By seeing the both nouns are mirror image to what? Is it mirror image to ism or is it mirror image to Allah? It's mirror image to Allah because it's sifa for Allah, not for ism. So that's why it's a sifa for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not the noun ism. So this is, as you can compare with the noun here, Lafzul Jalala with the noun Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Both are the mirror images of the Lafzul Jalala Allah, as it's marifa with the kasra and the name and the sifa or the description is about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not the noun ism. So this is the Arab of Basmalah. Most of the students ask, why do we have to learn Arab? If you don't learn Arab, you are not going to understand the position of the words or the meaning of the sentence. For example, I have given this example from the lesson of the PDF. If you read the sentence, Akala al-waladu ad-dajjajata. So this is Jumla Failure. And now you apply the formula of fail. Akala means to eat. Al-waladu is in the place of fa'il, means the doer. And when you have your fail and fa'il, look for the maf'ul bihi. Maf'ul bihi always have a fatha. Now you know the meaning. The doer is doing the action of eating on what? At the jaja. So you know the meaning of the sentence that the boy is or the boy ate the hen, the chicken, you can say. The jaja is actually the female chicken. And now when you see the second sentence, akala ad-dajjajata al-waladu, what is happening? The place of the file is changed and the place of maf'ul bihi is changed. It has been interchanged. The maf'ul bihi has come before and the file has been pushed back and the fail is in its place. So does the meaning change of the sentence? No, it doesn't change. Why? In Arabic sentence, it may happen, and many times in Quran you will see maf'ul bihi has come first and the file is coming afterwards. Even though if you see the places has been interchanged, you will check the haraka. If the harakas are correct and you know your grammar that the maf'ul bihi is represented by the fatha and the fa'il is represented by dhamma, you know the meaning, even though the words have changed their places. So that's why Arab is most important. The knowledge of Arab or the grammar is really very important. And the second example I have taken from the Quran, وَإِذَا الْأَرْضُ مُدَّتْ. Now, ard is a feminine noun and muddat is a feminine verb. So now you can see the verb or the fail has come last and the file is in its position in between. So does the meaning change? It doesn't. It may happen sometimes, but if you know the knowledge of Arab, you will check the haraka. And whenever you come across the fail, you will always check the file, whether it is after the fail or whether it is before the fail. If you can check the harakas, the meaning you will understand. So it is not in any other language, it only happens in Arabic language. Now there is a small detail on the harf jar min. And when you read Quran, sometimes you will come across a harf jar min with a fatha on the noon. But it doesn't mean that harf jar has changed its structure, because the original structure of harf jar min is sukoon, the noon with the sukoon. So it doesn't happen due to grammatical changes or grammatical reason, but It is only due to the tajweed rule or the reading rules, because whenever you check if the harf jar is there and the next noun is a marifa with lamat tarif, usually what happens when you read in Quran with tajweed, you don't break your sound and read, for example, min al or as-sama'i ma'an. You cannot read like that. When you read with tajweed, you have to read in continuation. For example, alam tara anna Allah. I did not stop on anna Allah anzala. I did not do that. What did I read? Alam tara anna Allah anzala minas sama'i ma'an. So you have to continue your sound of min and as-sama. So here Hamzatul Wasal and the Lam at-Tarif is totally cancelled, and from Noon Fatha to Seen, you will go directly from Noon to Seen. And when you want to join the sound, the Sukoon is removed and a Fatha has been given just for reading purposes, not because of the grammatical reasons. So this was only small detailing, but it's really important. Is Harf Atf. It is a particle. In Arabic, we have three divisions, that is the Ism, Fail and Harf. As the name suggests, the Harf Atf also falls under the particle or the Harf. And harfs are always mabni in Arabic. They don't change their harakas or their structure. There are two rules regarding Harf Atf. The first one is whenever you see a Harf Atf, the noun or the verbs or the sentence before and after will follow the same i'rab. If the noun has a dhamma before a waw, you will see a dhamma on the noun after waw. And if you see a verb, be it a past tense or a present tense or a command, you will find the same tense after the harf atf waw. Even for the sentence, if there is a jumla ismiya before a waw, you will find a jumla ismiya after the waw. If there is a jumla failure before a waw, you will find a jumla failure after the waw. So this is the main rule for the harf atf. And the second rule is, what is matuf? Matuf is any noun, for example, any noun that comes after harf atf is called matuf. For example, here, al-qamar, al-teen, and al-bint, all these matuf after waw are called, all these nouns after waw are called matuf. Now let's check an example from the Quran. This is Surah Teen. And you can see there is the first waw in the starting of the surah, the second waw in the same ayah. Then there is another waw in the second ayah, and a third, another waw in the third ayah. Then after the fourth ayah, we have another harf atf here, thumma. We will do this later, but there is another harf atf here. So let's see what is this harf atf. So is it a harf atf or not? First of all, you should check the noun. If there is nothing before the ayah, nothing here, and you check the noun, if it has a kasra, know that this waw is waw al-qasam. This is for oath. So that's Allah is taking an oath by the things He has created. And know that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can make an oath on any things. He can take the names of anything that He has created. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do that. And for us humans, if we want to make an oath, we can only take the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not any other things. Lot of people have the habit of making an oath by my children, by my this, by iman, by my faith. All these are not allowed. All these are bid'ah. We cannot make an oath by the things. We can only make oath by the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in a lot of in Quran also you can see wallahi. So we can say wallahi. and we cannot say wal awladi or wal imani. We cannot say anything except wallahi. So here wattini, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking an oath by the teen. Teen means fig. So wattini. So our first waw is the waw al qasam. And what about the second waw? Wattini was zaytun. So now here the waw coming is an atf. This is an atf. And how do I know it's an atf? Because the noun is following the same haraka. Wattini was zaytun. Waturi. Now this is also an harf atf. How do you know? Because it's following the haraka from the same sentence. Then waturi sinin. Sinin is the mudaf ilahi for tur. And wahadha al-balad al-amin. And this baladi is following the same Arab of tur. And hadha al-balad is a compound word. Why? Because ism al-ishara coming with marifa noun is always considered to be one word as a compound word. So hadha al-baladi is following the same Arab, and this waw is also atf. Here you can see in ayah number 5, thumma radadnahu asfala safilin. So thumma is also an atf, but here it is coming for a different situation, and I will talk about it later when I will do the thumma. Now let's do some different types of harf atf, and the first one we will do as wa with fatha. It means and the work of wa is usually to join the sentences. So as we can see in this Quranic surah Quraysh, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, لإلاف قريش إلافهم رحلة الشتاء. The last letter is having a kasra. والصيف. So our harf atf is waw, and صيف means winter and summer. صيف means summer. So the noun coming after harf atf is called matuf, and it will have the same haraka as the noun before it. So this is a very good example. And there is another harf atf here, wa, fa, and we will learn this later. And there is another harf atf, wow. Now wa harf atf can come for the verbs also, not only for the nouns, but it can also come for the verbs. For example, in this sentence, you can see the past tense verb is at'ama. At'ama means to provide food. And amana. Amana means to give safety. So you can see the past tense verb before a waw and a past tense verb after a waw. So this can also happen with the verbs also. It can be past tense, it can be a present tense. So it will follow the same structure. Usually you will see the same structure following before and after the harf atf wa. So it gives the understanding or the meaning of and means dog and cat. Simple way if you want to understand is a dog and a cat. So let's see the other harf atf now. Aw is harf atf and it means or, and the structure of aw is, you can see it's hamza or the a hamza with a fatha and waw with a sukoon, and it's used when many options are there and you have to choose either from this or that. So in example from the Quran, this is from Surah Balad, and here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking the question directly, and in Quran when Allah asks a question, he gives the answer. So this is a question asking Wama adraka mal aqaba means what do you know what is aqaba? Aqaba means a steep path. And what is the steep path for people in the dunya is the task, sometimes doing a good behavior, sometimes doing a good deed, it becomes difficult for us. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the answer explaining us, that is fakku raqaba. Fakku raqaba means to free a slave. Aw, or, now there is an option. Either you free a slave, or it'amun fi yawmin dhi masqaba means it'amun, give food to the poor, and yatiman, orphan, za maqraba. Oh, or you do this miskinan dha matraba means either you give food or help the orphan, or you give the food or help the poor. So these are the options Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to do. So simple, in simple terms, if you want to understand, either you can take a cup or a bowl. So this is a simple way to understand the relation of or when it comes. Thumma, another harf atf with the light sa with dhamma and meme shadda with fatha, and it is literally translated as then in English. And when it is used, when there is a small time period or a some time period between the two actions, so it will be much better understood by the examples in the Quran. In this ayah, inna ilayna iyabahum. Inna means indeed. Ilayna is the structure of ila plus noon alif. This is the pronoun and we will learn later. And this refers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And most of the time in Quran, this pronoun is used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, referring to him only. And sometimes, rarely, somewhere, in some surahs, you will find another pronoun for I being used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But here, Ilayna becomes the structure when it is joined with the pronoun. The alif makhsura is changed to ya, and we get the structure of Ilayna, means towards whom? Towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Iyabahum. Iyab means the return. Whose return? The people. Where is the people returning? Means after death. When the person dies, he's returned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And surely when inna comes, that means it is emphasizing the sentence that is coming after inna, that is surely, indeed, ilayna iyabahum. It is the return of the people towards me. Who is this? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then summa. And this shows that there is some time period between the death of the person and when the accountability starts. And what is the sentence coming after summa? Inna, indeed, alayna, ala plus noon. It's the same structure changing to ya, and we get this structure. Alayna means upon us. Upon us means upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that indeed surely it is upon him the accountability. Hisab. Hisab means the accountability of what? Whose account? The people's accountability on the good deeds or the bad deeds that he did in this dunya. So there is a time period here after death and accountability. The accountability doesn't start immediately after the death, but there is some time period. And another example, I have taken the same example. As you can see, it's clear now. This is harf qasam, and this is the atf here. This is also atf here, and here also it's atf. And now in ayah number 5th, this is the ayah number 5th. Here thumma is used. Why is it used here, thumma? It shows some time period. Now, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes the oath of the teen, zaytun, the olives, the tur, tur is the mountain tur on which Musa alayhi salam directly spoke to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and wahadhal baladil amin, and he's taking an oath of which country? Baladil amin, the Makkah. And laqad khalaqnal. In this sentence, Allah says, laqad means surely. Surely, خلقنا الإنسان. Now, if you see this sentence carefully and apply the formula of Jumla Ismiya, we have the fail. Where is the file? File is in the structure of a pronoun. It is coming as a pronoun, not as a noun. So noon here is referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have our maful bihi here. As you can see, a fatha over the noon. خلقنا الإنسان. Allah created the insan fi ahsani taqwim. Ahsan means, it is the superlative degree, means the best form. And this is coming from the word hasan. Hasan means good. So this is the superlative degree of best. Like in English we have good, better, best. That's how in Arabic we also have the good, better and best. So this is ahsan, the best form of human being. And thumma, and then what happens? Thumma radadnahu means prepared for him what? Asfala safilin. Asfala is also a superlative degree, means the lowest. The lowest. Safilin means like if a person, he has created a human being in its best form, but if a person does a bad deed and he doesn't follow the ways Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, and he does all kinds of sins and all, then what happens? Thumma. So there is a time period. In this dunya, he does whatever he wants, all the bad deeds, all the sins and all. But after death, what happens? When he, in the end, when he goes back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what happens? If he has done a lot of bad deeds and he has not repented, what happens then? He has prepared the lowest of the lowest levels of the hell for him. So that's the radadnahu asfala safilin, the lowest level of the hell. So there is a time period, and in these two situations. Fa with fatha, as you can see here, the structure is just one letter, just like wa with fatha. This is also one letter, harf with fatha. Fa means then. So it is also literally translated as then in English, and it's used when two actions are happening quickly, one after the another. So in the example here in the Quran, if you see, you will better understand the how fa is used and why fa is used and not wa. Inna a'tainaka al-kawthar. This is the surah of Surah Kawthar in the Juz Amma. Inna, now again this noon pronoun is used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna a'tay to give. And a'tainaka means, here is also noon referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it is due to the Quranic script here that alif is not given. The alif of this pronoun is not written here, but instead a small alif saghira is given here. Atainaka. So in pronunciation you have to prolong the sound with two counts. Atainaka Kawthar. You have to join with the lam. So this ka is for sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that I have given you the gift of Kawthar. What is Kawthar? It is the river in Jannah. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given such a big gift to sallallahu alayhi wasallam, what should he do after that? Immediately after that, fasalli. Salli means, this is the command for sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Salli, to pray. To pray, praise him. Fasalli li rabbik wanhar. Inna, indeed, shani'aka huwal abtar. So that's why this is the meaning of fa. Like immediately after one thing, another thing happens. What should you do? And in the second example here, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحِ. Now here is the waw atf coming as atf means, the sentence says either. Either means when, and it is also a zarf. Ja'a came, fail. Nasru fa'il. So apply the formula. Nasrullahi is an idafa, means the help of Allah, the of relation. Iza ja'a, when came the help of Allah, and al-fath. Al-Fath means the victory. So both of them are having dhamma. As you can see, leave the mudaf ilahi lafzul jalala because we don't have to do anything with the mudaf ilahi, but with the mudaf because the haraka changes on the mudaf only. So fathu and the nasru is having the same haraka as there is an atf in between. So when came the help of Allah and the victory? What victory is being referred to here? The victory of Makkah. Wa again atf. Ra'aytan nasa. Now, I told you before also that a noun can also be before atf and after atf, and a verb can be also before atf and an after atf, and jumla fe'liya or ismiya can be before and after atf. So here you can see ja'a nasrullahi, it is a jumla fe'liya. You can see after atf ra'aytan nasa, this is also jumla fe'liya. Ra'ay means saw. Who is seeing? And you saw. So ra'i is a fail madi and ja'a is also a fail madi. So you can see past tense and past tense and jumla failure and jumla failure. Ra'aita nasa, who is saying the like you saw, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa ra'aita nasa maf'ul bihi. This is the fa'il and ra'i is the fail. So it's jumla failure and failure. And you saw the people yadkhuluna. Yadkhuluna means entering fi dinillahi. In dinillahi, this is also idafa, religion of Allah, the of relation. Afwaj. Afwaj is groups and it is a plural word and its singular is fauj. Fauj means group and plural afwaj. So you saw people entering into groups. In what? Entering into means religion of Allah means accepting Islam. So what happened when they gained victory over Makkah? Lot of people from all over the Makkah and all over surrounding cities and towns, they all came in groups and accepted Islam because and they now came to know the power of Muslims and that Makkah was that the Muslims were victorious over the kuffars of Makkah, and so now they just came and accepted Islam in groups. فَسَبِّحْ. Now, if this happened and Allah gave you the victory, Allah gave you His help by being victorious on Makkah, what should you do? فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ. Sabbih means praise. Sabbih, zikr, remember Allah and praise Him. Fasabbih rabbika, hamdi bi rabbika wastaghfir, and ask for forgiveness. Innahu kana tawwaba, and indeed He is the most forgiving. Tawwab means the most forgiving. Why kana is used for Allah? If one asks, kana means was, as I have already explained in my previous video. Kana comes whenever it comes for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it means always. And you should ask forgiveness because indeed Allah is always the most forgiving. So now you understood the meaning of fa coming here. It doesn't give the meaning of and, but the time period, the actions having quickly one after the another. Sawfa, the last of the harf atf that I will be doing in this lesson is sawfa. Sa with the fatha, waw sukoon, and fa with a fatha. It also means then. First of all, I would like to tell you the literal meaning given in all the translations of Quran is then, but it doesn't mean then in Arabic. That's why it is told that when you read the translation doesn't give you the exact or the deeper meaning of a Quranic ayah. In order to understand the ayah better and the correct message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should learn Arabic language. So that is very important. Only the translation, reading the English translation doesn't give you the full meaning of an Quranic ayah. And now Sawfa also means then, but used for when a very long time has passed. Like Summa was used when a time period has passed. And sawfa is used when a longer time has been passed, and usually sawfa comes when the situation or the ayah is speaking about from dunya to akhirah. So there's a long time period, and that's how sawfa is used in the meaning. And in this example from the Quran, Surah Takathur, it's a really good example because you will see Sawfa, Summa, and Summa again here. A lot of times you will see here. So it's all talking about the hereafter. Alhaakumut takathur. Takathur means the one who is busy in increasing his worldly things, worldly affairs, in like busy in earning money, running after the business or anything like that. And hatta dhurtumul makabir. He's so busy that he doesn't stop in achieving worldly affairs. He doesn't stop until and unless he visits his grave. Zurtum means visit, maqabir, the place of grave, until he visits the place of grave. That means until he dies. He doesn't stop in worldly affairs. Kalla sawfa ta'lamun. Sawfa now has been used to tell you that a longer time period has been passed, and then you will come to know. All these people, ta'lamun is used for the plurals, and then you all will know. Thumma kalla sawfa ta'lamun means and then you all will know. And why this sentence is being repeated? In Quran, when sentence is repeated, doesn't mean it's just repeated. It has been repeated for some meaning, for some emphasis. So that's why Quranic ayahs are repeated sometimes for emphasis, to make you more, to catch your attention while reading. Why is this sentence repeated again and again? If you can see, kalla sawfa ta'lamun, thumma kalla sawfa ta'lamun, it has been repeated. So that's why you shouldn't, this is catching our attention. Why is being repeated? To give you an emphasis, to catch your attention, to tell you, you will know after your death. So this is something very grave and very important message Allah is giving us. Kalla law. Now about kalla, what is this particle? This particle, I will just be quick on this explanation. It's harf rad'in wa jazrin, means this particle is used for cursing also, and it is used for emphasis also. And now kalla law ta'lamuna ilm al-yaqin, only if you knew the truth. Allah is telling us, only if you knew the truth, ilm al-yaqin, the knowledge of certainty. لَتَرَوْنَ الْجَحِيمَ, and when you will see the hellfire. ثُمَّ لَتَرَوْنَّهَا, and this ha is referring to the Jahim. As you know, Jahim is one of the feminine nouns considered by the Arabs. ثُمَّ لَتَرَوْنَّهَا, and you will then see the Jahim, the hellfire, and you will be certain about it. Now, we are all living here and we have not seen the hellfire with our own eyes, and only we know about the Jahannam, about the hereafter, only after reading the Quran. Whatever the Quran has told us in this dunya, only we believe in it, and this is our faith. This is our yaqeen, and we are Muslims that we believe that there is a hellfire. But Allah says, only if you knew, you will come to know. For those who people doesn't believe, only after their death they will come to know the certainty, the knowledge of certainty that yes, there is a hellfire. ثُمَّ لَتَرَوْنَّهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ means with their own eyes they will know this certainty, the truth. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ, and then when they will see the hellfire, after that there is a short time period, thumma latus'alunna, and they will be asked yawma idhin, on that day, anin na'im, about. Anin means about, na'im means the pleasures, means they will be asked about their pleasures, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you in this dunya, about all the pleasures, about the luxury, or about the good things, good life, good food, good clothing, everything that you have and you are enjoying in this dunya, you will be asked about in the hereafter. Are you thankful for it or not? And if he gave you all these things, how did you use it? Did you help any poor, or did you use it in the good way? So everything will be asked on the day of judgment. So this is how these particles are used in the surahs, and it's now clear. And inshallah, I hope when the next time you recite Quran, you'll be able to understand all these particles, inshallah. Muraja al-ism. Now some revision on the ism. As we have learned before, kalima is divided into harf, fail and ism. So the first category, ism, we know that ism is noun in English, and in Arabic a noun has two genders, muannath, I mean the mudhakkar and the muannath, and nakira and marifa. So nakira and marifa means the definiteness and the indefiniteness, and the gender also. The whole of Arabic language depends upon the two genders. Everything is divided into two genders, that is the mudhakkar and the muannas. So this is all about ism. Now let's do the revision for the fail. In muraji al-fail means the revision of the verbs. How many types of verbs are there? There are three main tenses in Arabic, that is the madi, mudare and amr. And in between I did the harf mustaqbal with the seen, that is for future tense. That is usually doesn't come as we do the grammar. Only three are main important. And now we see the three cases. The three cases learned was marfu, mansub and majroor. In marfu we have three positions, that is the mubtada, khabar and sifa. And in mansub we have three positions, that is the maf'ul bihi, inna, kana and dharf. And majroor we have two positions, that is ism majroor and the mudaf ilayhi. And we did in detail about the idafa construction. And now we will do the jumlas. In Arabic there are two kinds of jumla, and there can be shibh jumla also, but that's not the main category here. And the main two types of jumla are jumlatul ismiya and jumlatul fa'liya. In jumlatul ismiya, as we know, we have two main positions, that is the mubtada and khabar. Sifa is also there, but two main positions are mubtada and khabar. And inna and kana can only enter jumla ismiya. Inna cannot enter jumla fa'liya. It can only enter jumla ismiya. And whereas jumla fa'liya, we have three positions, fa'il, fa'il and maf'ul bihi. As maf'ul bihi can be there and cannot be there, but it is also a part of jumla fa'liya. And kana can also come before a jumla fa'liya. So this is all about the Arabic jumlas. And now idafa. All we did in the last lesson was idafa. So it's just a quick revision. We did two types of idafa, the nakira idafa and marifa idafa. For example of nakira idafa is kitabu mudarrisin. The moment you see the kasratain and no lamat tarif, know that it is idafa, nakira idafa. And here's the same example with lamat tarif and single kasra. So know that it is the marifa idafa. And idafa of three nouns. And now why I gave the same example as in my previous video, I forgot to give one important point about these three nouns involved in the idafa. Actually, when you see the three nouns involved in an idafa, the first thing what you see here is the first noun, that is the mudaf, right? And you check the haraka over it. Now The second and the third, this is the mudaf ilahi. And the in between plays mudaf ilahi plus the mudaf. Both. Mudarris plays the two roles, mudaf ilahi and the mudaf. So these two nouns will be mabni with kasra. Always remember, these two nouns will always be mabni with kasra. The middle noun will not change its haraka, and the last noun will also not change its haraka. Why? Because they both are the mudaf ilahi. Even though mudarris plays the role of mudaf, still it will not change its haraka and it will be mabni with kasra. Always, always. Whenever you come across three nouns, remember, the only first noun will change its haraka, the mudaf. And these two nouns later on, the second and the third noun, will never change its haraka, the mudarris and the al-jamia. Both of them will never change its haraka, mabni on kasra. So this was the most important point I wanted to give, but I just slipped from my mind. So I just did it in this video because it's really very important. Now harf jar and harf atf, they all fall under the third division, that is the harf. Either it may be a jar or it may be a atf. Atf, as you can see here, waw, aw, or thumma, fa and sawfa. So all these we have done. The three of them have the same meaning, thumma, fa, and then. And now we know that the literal meaning or the translation can be then in English, but they represent different meanings in different situation. And wa means and aw means or. And we did all the 10 harf jar. Among the 10 harf jar, the marked in blues are have different meanings, and they come for the different purposes. For min is from, fi in, ala on, and ila to, an about, and hatta until, or so. Both meanings. B, ka and li marked in yellow are only one letter harf jar, and the harf ba is known as with, translated as with. Ka is the kaf of comparison. When you want to compare things, two things. Li means for, and wow, as we know, it's qasam, and it is also part of jar. So these are all the harfs that we learned in the level 1. Damir munfasil. What do you understand by damir and al-munfasil? Damir is the pronoun and munfasil means separated, that which is separated. There is a gap in between, and it comes from the word fasala. Fasala means separated, or there is a space in between. And why is it called munfasil? The thing which is not attached, or it is separated, it is isolated. So munfasil, why? Because all these pronouns come separated from the nouns. Just like in English you say he, she, it, and it's not attached with the nouns. In English it doesn't happen. The pronouns don't get attached with the verbs or the nouns. But in Arabic you will see attached pronouns also. You will also see a separated pronoun also. In this lesson I'm going to cover only the separated pronoun, because in the coming lesson 7 and 8 we will do all the attached pronouns. And before I go into the pronouns, in this column you see all the pronouns, the separated pronouns that I'm going to complete in this lesson. And why I have given this way? Because this is the easiest, the list, the way the pronoun comes. You can memorize the way the pronoun has come in this list, because this is the easiest. And how do you learn the pronouns? Divide them into 3 parts. The first is the mutakallim that we are going to learn. The second is the mukhatib, and the third is the ghaib. So I will go along with the groups as I proceed with the pronouns. So the first part is about the first person. That is the pronoun that you use for yourself and the others use for themselves. That is ana for the I. And it's used for both male and female. Remember the first group or the first person. In Arabic you can say mutakallim. So the mutakallim has two pronouns in all together. Ana, number one, and nahnu, number two. So remember, in the first group, the first person group, the mutakallim group has only two pronouns. Ana for I, nahnu for we. And nahnu also can be used for both male and females. And now we'll go to the group 2. Now in group 2, as you can see, I have marked here the group 2. We have in total 5 damirs. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So you can see here I have marked in brackets. Why did I mark it in brackets? In the second group, or you can say the second person, in Arabic mukhatib. Mukhatib means when you are standing in front of the person and speaking to him or her. So I have marked this in bracket. Why? Because these two are coming for male and female and it is singular. So these two are together. If you want to memorize like this: anta, and you can see the main pronoun is the ta, as we will learn this about in the later lesson. Anta with the fatha, and keep in mind the structure anta with the fatha. So in all the pronoun you can see the structure an and un, here also un, here also it's repeated. The only changes you can see is the ta with fatha, T with the kasra. This is used for the feminine singular. So these two are similar for singular persons. This is a bit different. Why? Because it refers to the duals. And since in this dual, antuma, this form or this pronoun is used for male, female and male and female both. Here female and male together, and females together, or two males together. So it can be used for all three categories. And why? Why is this single pronoun used for all these three categories? Because this is very important. Why I'm saying? Because in Ghaib there are two pronouns for duals, and it's used differently for males and differently for females. So it's not like in the second person here. Only one pronoun can be used for all these three categories, for the male, female, females, females, male, male. Why is it so? Because these person that you are talking to, either there are two people in front of you, two males or two females, or one male and female. You can see them with your own eyes. You don't have to distinguish either you are talking to a male or you're talking to a female. So as in English, whenever you speak to somebody, you call them, you sit here, or you eat that, or you have done this, you have done that. Does this you? Does in English the you tells you to whom are you speaking to? Doesn't, when they are in front of you. So that's how this pronoun is used for all of them, because you are seeing them in front of your eyes, so you don't have to distinguish between them. And now let's see for the jama. Now these two are for singular, and when you memorize, keep in mind first twos are for male, female, and it's for singular. The in between, that is the third one here, antuma, divides the single and the plural. Antum are used for the dual. And then comes the 2, 4 and 5, antum and antunna. The an is the same, only tum. This is the main damir here, and tunna is the main damir here, as I have given here. Tum and tunna, ta and ti, and tuma here. So tum represents the plural male, and it means you all. And female, antunna, represents the whole group of females. So these are the 5 pronouns. Remember, in second person, in the second group or the mukhatib group, you have 5 pronouns altogether, and 1 here and 2 here, and now we have 5 here. 1 and 2 are singular. The third one is for dual, and fourth and fifth are for jama. So that's how you memorize. Now comes the third group, the third person, or the ghayab in Arabic. As you can see, it's the ghayab, means those people you're talking about are not present in front of you. And let's see the third group now here is the huwa and hiya. Now, as we did in the previous groups, in the first person or the mutakallim or the first group, we have 2 pronouns, right? And they can be used for both male and female. The second group or the mukhatib group or the second person group, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 pronouns all together. And in the third group, now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Why 6? Because there is another huma, and this is used separately for females, and this huma is used separately for male and separately for female. So now we are doing huwa and hiya in this slide. So huwa is used when you are talking about a male person, but he is not present in front of you. Single male, he is not present in front of you. And hiya, when you are speaking about a female and she is not in front of you, she is not present in front of you, so that is used for the female. And know that huwa and hiya are the hidden pronouns. They are the hidden pronouns. In the fail madi, you will find as hidden, and this topic I have discussed before. Now we come to the homa in the ghayabs, and this is the second segment in our ghayab, the third group, as we did huwa and hiya. Now is the set for male and female in the ghayab, those who are not present in front of you. So how do we use the homa duals for the males? Let's see. Now, when you speak about the 2 males that are not in front of you, you simply say use the pronoun huma, and seeing the structure of huma, you don't recognize whether it's being used for a male or a female, because in both the cases the structure of the damir is the same. So how will you recognize that it is being for the 2 males? By seeing the noun. Now this ahani is coming from the word ah. Akh means brother and akhani means 2 brothers. This is the dual form, muthanna form of a noun. And this alif of duality marked in the green shows that this noun is a dual noun or a muthanna. Seeing the structure of the noun, you will know, okay, now this homa is being referred to 2 male nouns. Even if you hide the damir here, even if you hide the damir homa, by seeing the structure of akhani, you will know that the 2 male nouns are being spoken of. And when the verb comes, how do you use the damir in the verbs? So the damir homa changes its structure and it loses its letter ha, mim, only the alif is left. Now here when I use the verb dhahaba, dhahaba means he went, and when you use the damir alif, as I told you, the whole pronoun letters are deleted, only the alif left. This alif is the main damir that shows that how many people are doing the action. So this alif damir tells you only 2 people is doing the action of going. Dhahaba akhani. Now if you hide the noun, don't see the akhani, only seeing the structure of the verb dhahaba with alif of dual, you will know how many people are doing the action of going. And if you hide the verb, Only seeing the noun you will know how many people are being spoken of. That is akhani, means two brothers. So that's how when you read Arabic you have to see the structure of the noun, the structure of the verb, the damirs and all. That's how you come to know how many people are being spoken of and how many people are doing the action, what is the gender of the people. So let's see when we use Homa for the female. Now here in Homa for female, as you can see, the same structure is being used, Homa. So now with the Homa, how will you know that it is being spoken for the feminine? By seeing the noun. This noun will tell you that the Homa used for the feminine. So how are you going to check the noun in Muthanna? Check the alif of duality at the end. The structure at the end, alif and noon, tells you that this is a Muthanna noun. Now, why I haven't marked the noon? Because the noon does not work in, the work of the noon is not important right now, as it is extra and sometimes it gets deleted, and this is all the details when we come to do the muthanna. Then you will understand why I have not marked the noon here. So right now noon is not in question. Only the alif of dualities, that is the sign of duality, tells you that this noun mudarrisatani is a dual noun speaking of two female teachers. And how do you know that this is the feminine teacher being spoken of? By seeing this ta in yellow. This star tells you it is the sign of femininity, tells you that this noun is the feminine noun, feminine dual noun. So this star and alif is really important in the structure. Coming to the verb dhahaba, the same tanis will be used with the same verb used for the male. And the same damir will be used as used in the male, the alif. Damir, alif tells you about the two people, but with the sign of femininity. When the sign of femininity comes, the same verb will be used for the females with the sign of femininity, telling you now two female people are going. And even if you hide the noun, you will still recognize by the verb with the sign of femininity and with the alif damir that two female people are going. And with the nouns now, al-mudarrisatani, now you will know that two female teachers are going. Now in the Musanna Mudarrisatani, you will see the tatanis, the alif of duality coming only in the nouns. This alif of duality comes in the noun and it is separate for the nouns only. When you make the noun into Musanna, this alif comes into existence to show you that the noun is Musanna. And this damir at the end of the verb is not similar to this alif. This is the damir and this is the duality, alif of duality. So these two may seem similar, but they come differently, one for the verb and other for the noun. So these all have different purposes. They might look identical, so keep that in mind. So now in English, when you see here, I have given some example in English just to make you understand how Arabic is different from English. When you say in English, I want to tell her, you use the pronoun her, but is there any pronoun used in tell for the feminine? No. When you want to tell, when you want to speak about a person, a male person, you use the same verb tell for the male person, and there is no difference for the female person and there is no difference for the male person in the verb used. They are both the same. Here want and want, it's both the same for the male and female, but in Arabic you will see the difference in the males and in the females by the sign of femininity. So this is the major difference in males and females in Arabic, which you don't find in English. For example, she went to the market. You use the same verb went for the female, and you use the same verb for the male. He went to the market. Is there any difference between went for her and went for him? No, there is no difference. But there is a difference here. ذهبت and ذهب. So there is a difference. There is only one damir here, no sign, and there is a sign of femininity with the damir here. So there is a major difference in using the verbs and nouns for the male and the female. So this is the major difference in muthanna. Coming to the last segment of the pronouns, this is the last for the jamas, that is the fifth and sixth, separately for for the male plural and the feminine plural. And remember, we have three sets for singular, male and female, the duals, male and female, and the plurals for male and female. Memorize like this, and you should memorize the pronouns as it is coming in this list. This is the easiest list you can memorize, because whenever you have to reshuffle the pronouns and you want to remember the pronouns while reading the Quran or something, this is the easiest list that you can recall from, and you will never get mixed up if you memorize the pronouns coming in this way with the sets, like the first group or the second group, likewise. So now in this last segment, we have the whom. And you see the whom is only used for male plurals, and hunna is only used for the feminine plurals. And our main damirs are the letters at the end, and this we will all discuss in detail in our next lesson. As you can see, the different structure, the meme with the sukoon is for the male plural, shows the male plural, and noon shadda with the fatha shows the feminine plural. So remember, all these letters, they have different works to show. Let's quickly do the exercises. It's a really very good exercise on searching the mubtada and khabar for the suitable khabar for the mubtada. So keep in mind the mubtada ar-rasulu. If this is male, know that the khabar matches with mubtada in two things, gender and number. So the gender, if this is male, check for the gender first. This is feminine, so out of question. So our answer is sadiqun, means truthful. Huwa, this is for male, check for the gender. Miskin or miskinatun, out of question. We will use miskin. Miskin means poor. Tilka, tilka is the demonstrative pronoun for faraway things, for feminine. So we will check for the gender, imra'ah. So our answer is imra'ah, woman, not rajul. Ard is a feminine noun. So look for the gender, feminine khabar, kabiratun. And ukht is a feminine noun. So ukhtu mu'minatun, not mu'minun. It's wrong. Al-udhun, udhun means ear. So udhun means ear. So it's in pairs. So it is feminine. So saghiratun, small ears. And azab, azab is the male noun. So look for the male. And it's azab, both are male. Go for the meaning then. Azab cannot be beautiful. Jamil means beautiful. Azab, torment, cannot be beautiful. So alim means painful. Alim word comes from the word alam. Alam means pain, and alim means painful. So azab, torment, is always painful. Jahannam is the feminine noun, one of the nouns, among the 10 nouns that are feminine, considered to be feminine by Arabs. It's the zamanun or makanun. It's a zarf or a place. It's a place. Jahannam is a place. So usually it's not asking for the khabar, but it's asking for the meaning, right? It's asking for the meaning. And now it's a makan, it's a place. Jahannam is a place. Az-zawjatu, zawja, this is for feminine. I mean, this is spouse, and zawja can be wife, zawja can be spouse, not spouse, it's wife because it is feminine. So salihun or salihatun? Salihatun, this is wrong. So let's do the next exercise. Uktub uktubi khamsatan min al-asma'i means you have to write 5 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Min asma'i Allah means asma means the names. It is the plural of ism. And give the ma'ana. Ma'anaha means give its meaning. So Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, merciful. And there is a slight difference, but I'm not going into detail, just giving the answers now, right now. Khaliq, the creator, and Mutakabbir, the dominant one, all the dominant, and because Marifa, the dominant one, and Al-Malik, or the king, Malik, the king. Da'i means put. This is the command for female. Da'ira, circle. Da'ira means circle. Hawla, around. What is hawla? Hawla is also a zarf. Al-maf'ulun bihi. Hawla, around the maf'ul bihi. The maf'ul bihi. Watarjim, and translate. So I have translated already. And what is the maf'ul bihi? First, let's mark the maf'ul bihi. Ba'athallahu Musa. Fa'il plus fa'il, and comes the maf'ul bihi. So Musa is in the place of maf'ulun bihi. Allah sent Musa. Kallama nabiyya ar-rajulu. Now, didn't I tell you that if you have a jumla failure, the fa'il or the maf'ul bihi can interchange its place. But if you know the knowledge of grammar, Arab, you will know the meaning. So here you have your fa'il plus, what is this? An-Nabiyya. So this is our maf'ul bihi having a fatha. And where is our file? File is coming after. So this is our file. So still the meaning is intact about the sentence. Kallama means to talk. Kallama Nabiyya, is the prophet talking? Who is talking? Ar-Rajul, because the Dhamma tells you the Rajul is in the place of file. The action of talking is being done by the Rajul. So how will you translate? The man spoke to the prophet. Okay. Salla as-subha Muhammadun. It's the same. This is the fail, and as-subha with the fatha is the maf'ulun bihi, and then we have our file because we have a dhamma. And now salla means to pray. Who prayed in the morning? Muhammadun prayed in the morning. Khalaqa, so where is our maf'ulun bihi? The nabiyya is the maf'ulun bihi, and subh is the maf'ul bihi. Khalaqa dunya, Allahu same. Khalaqa means to create, a dunya with the fatha. And now if there is a long vowel and you don't have a haraka, next you check the noun. If this noun is having a dhamma, know that it is a fa'il. So where is the maf'ulun bihi? The Allah will create dunya and nobody else can create the dunya. So this is definitely our maf'ulun bihi. So Allah created the world. And our maf'ul bihi is in between because both fa'il and the maf'ul bihi has changed its place, interchanged its place. Allama means to teach. He taught. Fa'il plus fa'il. Allahu, who taught insan, the human. Allahu. Allama Allahu al-insana. So this is our perfect jumla. Fa'il, fa'il, and maf'ulun bihi. Then comes anzala. Anzala means it's a fail and it means to send. So who sent? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent. Allah sent minas samai. Min harf jar, from as samai. Because of the harf jar, the sama or the sky having a kasra. So this is definitely ism majroor. So anzalallahu minas samai. What does he send from the sky? Ma'an. Fathaten. So this is our maf'ulun bihi. It's the maf'ul bihi. Anzalallahu minas samai ma'an. That means Allah sends from the sky water. Da and da'i same. It's to put. Al-haraka means you have to put the harakas on the last letter of the word. So you have to apply all the formulas of Jumla Fa'liyan. Ismiya ja'a al-haq. So it's a fail, and after fail comes the fa'il. Ja'a al-haqqu. The truth came. Allama bil, the harf jar. Harf jar, so meme will have a kasra. Allahu nuru samai. Now Allahu is in the place of Lafzul Jalala is in the place of Mubtada. Whatever after Mubtada comes is the khabar. Now our khabar is in Idafa. Allahu nuru samai means Allah is the light of the sky. So this is our khabar. Wa harf atf. He is the light of sky and the earth. So both of them will follow the same haraka. So what will be the haraka? Now since this is the idafa structure, so now it's really very important. If this is the idafa structure, what will be the haraka and where should we put the haraka dhamma of khabar? On mudaf or mudaf ilayhi? We will leave the mudaf ilayhi as it is with kasra, because mudaf ilayhi is mabni with kasra. What changes the haraka? The mudaf only. So the dhamma of khabar will be on the ra. Allahu nuru samai wal ard. So what will be the haraka on dad? We will leave the mudaf ilayhi. Nothing to be done with the mudaf ilayhi. Our khabar is here nur, mudaf. So the ard will follow the haraka of nur. Allahu nuru samai wal ardu. Kitabullahi. This is idafa. Now idafa coming as mubtada. So we will leave the lafzul jalala with the kasra because it is in the position of mudaf ilahi. So the haraka of mubtada will come on the letter ba. Kareemun. Kareemun double dhamma because it's the khabar and khabar is nakira here. Allahu jumla ismiya mubtada. Rahman and Rahman will be nakira. Why? Because this is khabar. Now there can be two khabars also. Rahimun, Rahmanun, Rahimun. So there are two khabars. Two sifa can come, two khabar can come, it can come. Khalaqa, fail. Khalaqa, fail. After fail will be fa'il. Khalaqallahu. And what did he create? Khalaqallahu ash-shaytana. Maf'ul bihi. And min harf jar. What will happen to ra? What haraka will ra have? Because of the harf jar, it will have a kasra here. Ba'atha. This is the fail. Allahu fa'il. Dhamma. An-nabiyya. After the file comes the maf'ul bihi. Allah sends the prophet. Ad-daru. This is jumla ismi. Ad-daru. Mubtada will have a dhamma. Al-akhirati. Darul akhirati means dar means the house. So this is in idafa. Sorry. It's not the idafa actually. Akhira is the sifa for dar. Why? Dar is having alamat tarif. Even akhira is having alamat tarif, so it cannot be an idafa. It can be sifa only because of the mirror image. Why? This dar is not having a ta marbuta, but akhiratu is having a ta marbuta. Because dar is one of the nouns from the particular nouns which is considered to be feminine by the Arabs. So Daru is the mubtada having a dhamma. Al-akhiratu is the sifa for dar, so it will also have a dhamma. Ba'da, this is zarf. So whatever noun that comes after zarf will have a kasra. But can I put a kasra here in the long vowel alif? No, I cannot put a kasra because it's a long vowel and it doesn't accept any haraka. So the kasra will be here. What is it called when it is not put? It is called estimated or muqaddara. Let's translate these sentences. ترجمي إلى العربية وضع الحركات. Means you have to translate all these jumlas and put the haraka. Da means to put the harakas. This, okay, this is our mubtada. Everything after is the khabar. That's how and we need to flip the sentence from left to right. So now we have this. This has been translated as hada. A straight path means, and now a straight. Now we know that it is a nakira and a khabar is always a nakira. What is a straight path? So the noun is, our noun is path, that is sirat. And what is the adjective coming for the path is the straight. So this is our sifa. But in Arabic, it's just the opposite. First the noun comes and then the sifa comes. So hada siratun, you can see the dhammatain, mustaqimun. Hada siratun mustaqimun. And now we see this is also jumla ismiya. Our mubtada, no sorry, this is not jumla ismiya. Allah created the jinn. So created is our verb. The jinn from fire. And what was created? So it is our object. Created the jinn from fire. Fire is the nar. So created, the verb comes the first, okay, and then the file. So the doer and the verb. We will write the verb first. Created means khalaqa. So khalaqallahu, the fail comes first and then the doer file Lafzul Jalala came. And then what did he create? The jinn. Remember there is da. So you have to put the alamat tarif here. Al-Janna min nar. So the singular of jinn is Janna. No, sorry, the singular of jinn is Janna and the plural is Jinnah. Jinnah. Do you remember where can you find this word Jinnah? Al-Jinnah in Surah Nas. Minal Jinnati wan Nas. Means take refuge from the shar of minal jinnati wanna. So jinnah is the plural of jinns. So khalaqallahu janna maf'ul bihi and it is with fatha. Janna al-janna min from min. And when you have the harf jar min, the nar will have a kasratain because it is not with the lamat tarif. So it is nakira. Indeed, we have a harf inna, Allah, and you know when harf inna is there, definitely we have our jumla ismiya because it enters only jumla ismiya. So this is our mubtada, is after is our khabar. So let's translate. Indeed, inna, and then Allah, Lafzul Jalala will be ism inna. Remember, it will make into mansoob. Inna Allah, well acquainted means alimun, he knows everything. Alimun is khabar inna. Then this is our mubtada. After is our khabar. Now what is the information coming about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the khabar. So Allahu mubtada. Al-awwalu, the first and the last means wal akhiru and is translated as wa. Al-awwalu, and you can see the harakas following the same. the dhamma and the dhamma. The day is, so our mubtada is the day and it's marifa. After is our khabar. So an-nahar qabla al-layl. Before is translated as qabla and qabla is zarf, so it will be with fatha. Whatever noun coming after the zarf will be in majroor case, having a kasra. And zarf and noun both together makes an idafa structure. Remember, let's do some i'rab here. Ja'a al-haq. So fail, and immediately after fail we have our fa'il. So ja'a has been given as fail madi, means it came, and what is al-haq is the doer. If you write doer or fa'il, it's the answer is correct. Fa'ilun. In Arabic you can say fa'ilun. خلق الجنة من مارج من نار. Marij means a smokeless fire. Marijin min nar means he created the jinns from the smokeless fire. So khalaqa is the fail madi, past tense. You can say as past tense or you can write as fail madin. Okay, fail madin. And al jannah. Now we have our fail. Where is a file with dhamma? If you can't find the file, where will be a file? It's hidden. It's damir mustatir. It's hidden. Hoa. And Jannah has a fatha, so it's our maf'ul bihi. Min harf jar. If you can write enough harf jar, it will be enough for the i'rab. Marijin, after harf jar, we definitely have ism majroor. Then again harf jar. Harf jar. Now, narin is majroor. Again is majroor. If you can just write the names of the position, it is more than enough. If you don't want to go into memorizing the whole sentences of Arab sentences, you can just write the names only of the positions. Now, Ja'at al-ummu layl. Ja'at is the fail madi, and this ta, as I told you, is a sign of femininity for the feminines. Is ummu with the dhamma. Obviously, after fail, apply the same formula. It is the file, the doer. So it is fa'il. Ummu is in the position of file. And laylan. Laylan is with the fatha. Is it the maf'ul bihi? No, the meaning means that the mother came at night. Means at night. It is referring to the time. So it cannot be maf'ul bihi. So when you do the Arab, don't just blindly follow whatever in the formula or whatever it is. Just write maf'ul bihi. No, you have to see the meanings also. So that's why one of the sentences was given like this. Laylan is zarf because it is telling the time, telling you what time the mother came. Now here in the question number 6 is, in this sentence there are the noun al-haram came twice, 2 times, once with a dhamma and the other with a kasra. So they are asking, why is it so? Why has it come like this? So if you apply all your grammatical knowledge, first of all, check what kind of jumla it is. Is it jumla fi'liya or ismiya? It's ismiya. Because there is marifa mubtada just after the mubtada. What is this? Is it a khabar? No, because both of them are marifa having lamat tarif. So this is a sifa for shahr. So that's why it is in marfu. Okay, because sifa follows mubtada. That's why al-haram, the first noun al-haram has come with dhamma. Bishahri. Now this is harf jar bi joined with ash-shahr. Shahr means month. And Bishahri, now this is Ism Majroor. Shahri is in the place of Ism Majroor because of the harf jar. And Al-Haram is Sifa for Ash-Shahri. So that's why Sifa is following the noun Ash-Shahr. So that's why it is having a Kasra. So that's why the noun Haram has two different harakas in two different positions. So it is following the haraka of the noun because it has come as a Sifa. So this is the end of the lesson number 6. Inshallah, I'll be back with another video for lesson number 7, and inshallah in that lesson we will do in details all about the pronouns. Till then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.